non-obstructive. The reason that we started this business is because we see a mega trend that is unfortunately surrounding all of us. Many companies got too used to it, but since the Second World War, where the expenditures of the household income for clothing was still at 20%, it's a big cost position, people had fashion products, the status was very important. The usage of fashion products, the amount spent increased from 20%, decreased to 11%. 10 years ago it was 11%. Today it's unfortunately at 4.8, and it's going to level out somewhere at 2.5%. So we've had a 10 to 1 reduction almost in the amount of importance the consumer puts on fashion products. The reason for that is multiple, but one of the reasons we feel is that there is a lack of innovation. There has been a tremendous innovation power in the last years in clothing and in the pre-steps to clothing, but unfortunately many times it's to make the clothing cheaper, to make it faster, and to make it better disposable. So basically we think that there should be an added function in clothing, and we think now the electronic industry is mature enough that in many cases it can be realized at costs which actually match clothing. So this is why we said, okay, let's research this for several years, throw out the stuff that's too expensive, the things that are on university level, the things that are not yet affordable, and concentrate on those things that can be realized easily. We do this now in any way that it makes it easy for garment brands to implement. Either we supply electric components, if they want to develop their own interior, or we deliver pre-manufactured pockets and materials like this that just need to be integrated, or we, for retail-driven customers, we say we can organize the total production of the garment. So there's many concepts that basically make clothing more attractive. We know consumers want to stay connected to the world. We want to utilize functions without removing it from our pockets. We want to keep our phone charged and not run out of electricity at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We want to navigate, monitor our health. We want safety. So there's multiple things that a garment can do for you and to raise emotions and appreciation. And all of them are realizable. They are realizable if there is enough homework done. So far there was no real companies that did this with the passion of a supplier. That means prepare things in a way that it's easy to implement. For example, if you today want to use, buy or sell a power bank, you need up to 6 certificates. This has to be prepared for the clothing industry. They have sometimes 8 seasons a year. They don't have time for such things. So they need to be prepared in a way that is really easy to implement. We had a product development timeline that's been going on since 2017. We have a firm map, a roadmap ahead what we want to do next year. It's multiple developments. I'm going to show you a few examples. The first development we had was the wireless charging pocket. It's been applied for an international patent to give our customers the security that they're not colliding with anybody else. A device was devised with a chip on the back and a triple coil in the front. It was made soft, it was made flexible. It was then surrounded with silicone and sealed in different ways to make it dry cleanable and in the end, most recently, also fully washable. It was then put into an elastic pocketing material with a very high recovery so that the pocket can adjust to all models of smartphones that exist. And then in the back, it was enhanced with a silver textile product to seal and to shield the body from any electromagnetic waves. Another smart pocket I want to talk a little bit more about. It is for outdoor jackets, it's for suit jackets. It's done in this suit, for example. I have here my power bank pocket. Here I have my charging pocket. I've been charging my phone since a couple of minutes. It never runs out. I have a power bank in here, maybe really light model, 4,000 mAh that'll charge my phone once, to 6,000 that'll charge it 1.5 times. Since the electricity is already in the garment, there's other accessories possible here. For example, I have my Bluetooth earphones. They also stay charged at all times. When I don't need them, I just tuck it away. And they're always there and they're always charged. This makes the suit more fun to use. It makes it more easy. It makes it something I can tell my friends. It's again fun to buy the product, and it doesn't have to cost only 49 euros anymore. Another example is NFC buttons. We know brands want to communicate with the consumer in every possible way. We found a way to integrate the small NFC chip and antenna into a button or into a label. All you do is you hold the smartphone to the button and it induces a function on the smartphone. This could be anything. This could be, let's say it's a Hugo Boss garment, a Hugo Boss video, it could be care instructions for that particular garment. So it could be a multiple number of things in a way where we feel new emotions to the brand, or there's countless applications really. We had to develop a series of power banks. We selected a core range that are now fully certified, and as I mentioned, it's not so easy to deal with these products. They're highly regulated. Sometimes I think if we were dealing with nuclear waste, it would be easier. So there's 6 different certifications to some of these power banks. We've now collected all of them, so we make it easy for the customers to select one and use it without having any problems. We developed heating systems. Once you have the power in the garment, you can heat, you can illuminate, you can do many things. The heating system in this case consists of 3 patches, one for the back to warm the body, 2 little ones in the side pockets to warm the hands. So they can be made in any constellation that a customer needs, that the design is there for. Basically, we have it with a power controller that could be the logo of the customer. So it becomes a nice added feature for outdoor, for various garments. We developed partnerships with companies that have smart glasses. The middle one, for example, is one with bone conduction technology. So the sound travels to your inner ear no longer with sound waves, but with vibration of the bone. So nobody can hear what you hear because they don't feel the vibration. But you can listen to music, you can be on the telephone while you're wearing your glasses, and you don't have to take the phone out of your pocket. It's connected to the glasses by Bluetooth. So cute little things like that. There's some models even with a camera. You tap it once, it takes a 10-second video while you're ski jumping or whatever you're doing. There's Bluetooth earphones, like in my jacket. There's earbuds. So there's various accessories that utilize the smartphone function while it's in the pocket. We're developing touch pads and smart buttons. This is a very exciting new thing. We're going to bring it out probably in the next 2 to 3 months, where you can basically swipe your sleeves to change songs, turn volume up or down, and induce various other functions. It's got a button. If you press it twice, it means call your grandmother. It could be any function that is in the phone. GPS tracing is under development. This could be good for babies, for children's wear, worried parents. It could also be good for faithful husbands that they're tracked by their wives at all times. And we have odor control technologies. This is very interesting for mainstream because it really solves a problem that has existed since decades. The shirt goes in the laundry every day, the jacket cannot. So every stewardess and every business traveler will have told you that they ran into embarrassing situations once or twice because it's not a question of hygiene, it's just a question of biology. There's a body that perspires, and the perspiration doesn't have any odor yet, so sweat is odor neutral. But the bacteria that eat the sweat, they emit odor molecules. So the most effective way of dealing with that is not to kill the bacteria, but to absorb the odor molecules. Activated carbon has been known since decades in the application in gas masks or car filters. We managed to put it into a textile product. The textile product has an enormous capacity to absorb these molecules. So with inlays or patches sewn into the underarm, we can add a function to any garment. It's a shirt or it's a jacket or any type of garment which solves this problem or greatly minimizes it. All of very renowned testing institutes have now confirmed its function, and it's a really nice additional feature in a garment which will maybe add 50, 60 cents per pair, so it's not a big investment but a huge function. And that's really the core of our company, is to make things happen in mainstream by really preparing it well and making it affordable. One other feature is everybody who got a credit card in the last 2-3 years from a bank, the bank didn't ask you if you want it, but all of a sudden it had a little Wi-Fi symbol on it. Nobody really knew what it meant. What it means is that it's a card for contactless payment. It also means that it has a transponder chip inside, which can be read by many scanners, which can be built or even bought on the internet by thieves. And they can scan your data from about 2 to 3 meters away. So nobody really knows how to protect these cards. They're not encrypted, so there's no real technology for it. So the clothing industry, accessory industry is reacting more and more with security pockets for business travelers, wherever you're in the mall, you're in the airport, to protect your most vital credit cards from being scanned. We decided to do this with silver because silver is the most safe material. It's used in the medical industry, it's used on open wounds and bandages. It's antibacterial, so it's unlike copper or nickel or others, much safer to use. So that's what we've concentrated on. We're using it in a variety of applications. We propose you just put a little layer in your pocket, put a hang tag on the garment. Again, you have a new added feature in your garment that helps the customer, that makes it more exciting, and that doesn't cost much. So these are some of the examples of what we're working on. We're very excited at this convention, the high quality people that are there. So many people have been interested in what we do. So many people are starting to work with what we have. And we're looking more and more towards the future. We've been on the market for 1 year now. And we look forward to the next couple of years with great excitement. And well, this exhibition has been one example where it's just been a lot of fun. It's not like in the past where people just invite you because they're curious and then you never see them again. We see people really implementing. We encourage you to do so. We encourage this to go on because it's important, because there's no way to make garments even faster and even cheaper. We're already in Bangladesh. The only other place that's left is Ethiopia, and then we've hit rock bottom. There's no other way to continue the way we're doing it. In the meantime, the consumer spending in consumer electronics is up at 8%. That's twice fashion. So we're losing this game. The only way to do anything about it is to copy the innovation level that exists in the automotive, in the electronic industry, and not just make a lapel a little wider and narrower from season to season and expect to change this development. So we like things like this. We like the curiosity, the innovation level, and the experimentation readiness. And yeah, we'll see you next year.